Oh, I saw that. Hi, everyone.
All right. Shalom. This is the
Shalom.
brothers of GMS New Orleans coming at you with a quick hit, quick lesson. But before we get started, as always, we're going to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors
To
to
Yahweh,
Yahweh, Bahashem,
Bahasham,
Yahweh
Yahushua,
Shai, Bahashem,
Bahasham,
Rakah
Rakawadash.
Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who ruled and teach well. And peace and salutations to you, sincere Akim out there, pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure to the end. Shalom.
Shalom.
You know, the as the title of this lesson is that every idle word men shall speak, they shall give an account thereof. This is just dealing with that recent situation with Drewski, where he was, obviously he was mocking IUIC, but overall, he was mocking the truth. Just being a complete asshole about it. And his followers, they saw it, laughed, scoffed, did what they usually do. But even even though IUIC is off, by mocking them, you're mocking the Hebrew Israelites as a whole. And as we're gonna go into with these precepts, the Lord is not mocked. Drewski, as well as all you other reprobate Israelites out there that have come against the truth in any form or fashion, you're ultimately gonna be judged for it. And you're gonna die that death by pain, as it says in Second Ezra chapter 9. The best thing you could have done is, just kept your mouth shut. But hey, it's too late for that now. But this is Matthew 12 and 36. But I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, and you said more than just a few idle words. You had the whole get up on, you were, pretending like you were going into the Bible, saying all this, rah-rah black power type stuff. You did a whole lot. And then you got what? Hundreds of thousands, millions of views from it and likes.
All right, and one thing I noticed about you watching that video and brothers having discussion on one thing I noticed that most of your little skits, you doing you throwing up the vesica fight spike the vesica Pisces as you're talking. And that let me know right there, what I'm saying, for my years watching things and being a student under the apostles, they let me know that you have handlers, man. Which all you guys have handlers. You was told to go do that. All right, because watching you for some time, like I said, you're more silly than anything that's been a comedian. But that let me know, you're not that sharp enough to go into the Hebrew Israelites. Somebody had to tell you to go do that. All right, you're more worried about all right some big fat broad from Compton being on the show and falling in love with you as you've been doing years for those different skits on YouTube and down at could have been what do they call it? There could have been tryouts, auditions and shit. You weren't even thinking about no Hebrew Israelites. Somebody told you to do that, man. All right, but you like the brothers going into every idle word is going to be counted against you, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the Lord not playing. The Lord don't give a damn about no skits, man. All right, but go ahead.
Hey, I mean, look, and this was a Jake trying to be righteous. When King David, when they had the Ark of the Covenant and they were celebrating it, only the Levites were allowed to hold the Ark. But what the Ark slipped, and a Jake just tried to hold it up, in goodwill, and the Lord smoked him.
Yeah, he had good intentions, but the Lord meant what he meant, man. you know.
So you had bad intentions. It doesn't matter if your handlers made you do it; you still did it. So regardless, you're going to receive the judgment for it. But I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give an account thereof in the day of judgment. And that day of judgment is quickly approaching, as we can see. And you just happen to do this on the cusp of all hell breaking loose. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it isn't too far ahead in the future, but something major happens to you, and it makes the rounds in the news.
Yeah, I had this one too.
Kind.
This is Galatians 6 and 7 says, "Be not deceived, for the Most High is not mocked." All right, for whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. And what you sow is folly, man. All right, you sow wickedness and call yourself being funny, and it ain't nothing funny. All right, because what that is, Proverbs the first chapter.
Mm-hmm. I got that one.
Oh, you got it.
Kind. You
Yeah,
want me to get straight to the point or read down?
read down.
Kind.
Because it's a build up. There's a build to things because even things are happening now on a grand scale, to where a guy like you and guys like you, because you got it's not even the Drewski situation. You gotta look at them other numbskulls that was standing behind them from the Black Power shit. with the t-shirts on and the fringes. They seem like they was guys that so-called in the truth, but you letting the guy mock the very thing that you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You guys are all thrown off, man.
Con.
You know? Go ahead.
You mind if I get a quick one?
Go ahead.
Micah 2:11. If a man walking in the spirit and falsehood do lie, saying, I prophesy unto thee of wine and strong drink, he shall even be the prophet of this people.
Mhm.
Because when you go to the comments, you got Jake. Jake knows what he was clearly doing. Jake laughing and saying, oh yeah, those guys are like that. It's all just fun and games with our people when this truth is deadly serious. But as I said, if a man walking in the spirit and falsehood do lie, which that was all falsehood and lying, I will prophesy unto thee of wine and strong drink, putting you people in this folly, stupor spirit. Everything's just a joke. He shall even be the prophet of this people, because, hey, that can get a hell of a lot more traction than the actual truth. Because Jake, even a lot of Jakes and Israelites that watch our videos or the other camps videos, they just do it for entertainment. It's not about actually receiving the message or, repenting. So that's right up, the majority of you Israelites out there's, alley.
Yep.
But as it's about to say in this Proverbs 1, hey, you would have wished you spent this time when wisdom was freely open to you, taking heed to it. But this is Proverbs 1:20. Wisdom crieth without, she uttereth her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates. In the city she uttereth her words, saying, and if I could say, for him to do that, to go out in public and have the setup completely, how, the men of the Lord do it, that clearly goes to show that, it's well known what the Hebrew Israelites are known for doing.
Yeah, then all these other guys like IUIC, ISBK, all these other little off branches, they mock y'all because that's y'all be on that type of dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? Hooping and hollering and just messing with people, but they can't mimic GMS though, man. That's one thing about it, because we be out there with edification. At the end of the day, when you do leave us, if you come with an open mind, when you leave us, you're gonna be filled with edification, man. All right, we're gonna make those brain cells that's in your head. We're gonna make they have a deep thought. Like, hey, man, I'm gonna go home and look that up. What these guys talking about? All right, we're not gonna be out there like those guys. Then you have the security characters or wherever the hell they at now, out there with guns and just antics and shit. Being characters, man. And they can't mimic us though. They can't mimic GMS.
And even the AI, Chat GPT said GMS is known for prophesying and actually teaching on the streets. And I can't remember that one guy that was with Mike Epps that mocked the
Lord smoked him. The guy from Everybody Hates Chris. Right? He was always the guy robbing people on the show. He did the same thing some years back. What happened to him? It wasn't too long after the Lord smoked his ass, man. And guess what? The Lord gonna judge you too, Drewski. All right. Even Mike Epps. Mike Epps ran into the brothers out in LA. And the brother stepped to him about that shit. Oh man. And then what that nigga still do? He's still doing his thing, his comedian thing.
Hey, Tekashi 6ix9ine ran into the brothers in Hawaii, and then that whole
everything all hell
situation happened with him after that. So so you see anybody that comes against GMS like that, it's polite. It's not long after that your ticket gets pulled. Yeah. So I'm just speculating. I could see if and when Drewski's handlers came to him and said, look, we want you to mock the Hebrew Israelites. He's like, I'll do it. Just don't let it be GMS. I'll mock IUIC.
Yeah, them guys a joke, man. It's the same way how the world makes mockery of the pastors, because everybody know you're a damn joke. They full of shit, man. All right, but you can't really mock the true men that's teaching and going out with sincerity and edifying on the block, man. That's why the most important thing to do is edify on that camera, man. All right. Who gives a damn about these goddamn wicked ass women? Who gives a damn about a back pusher? All right, you know what's gonna happen to them. They let them be. It don't make sense to even get into it. We ain't pointing out. We just prophesying. He ain't trying to edit. We ain't trying to teach Jake a goddamn thing now, man. It's either take it or leave it. What we got? Because this the end, man.
Yeah, when when the prophecies are literally jumping off the page to the point to where the average person out here is starting to talk about geopolitics and all that, and ain't no point going back and forth with you Jakes anymore. As the elder brother said, you're either going to get it or you're not going to get it. In either way, you're going to get judged. But Proverbs 1 and 22.
Because I watched the video today. I gotta go back home and finish it. Apostle the Holy going in, and he guy walked up to the elders and the brothers out there in Dallas, and he didn't want to argue whether or not John the Baptist was in the truth. Hey man, you believe what you want to believe. We can moving on, man. All right, we gonna like all these little small points.
The earth is flat.
Earth is flat. Did Adam have a belly button? The virgin birth. That's so O10, man.
Did
All right.
does God drive a Pontiac? Shit like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, we ain't dealing with that shit, man. We're dealing with the prophecies, man. All right, either you gonna be able to quick learning or not. Okay, that's a whole other note. We gonna stay on this nigga though, man.
Con. In the city she uttereth her words, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And that was a whole bunch of simplicity, folly, and foolishness. And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge.
That's right.
Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you.
I can get one for it real fast about that. This Proverbs 1 is, well, let me see. Where you at?
I'm at 24 right now.
You go back up to 7. It goes into it. It says the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. All right, and that falls under what Drewski too. Even though you don't know, or whoever your handlers told you to do, all you have to do is look up what this is really about, to get edified. But what you do, you hate instructions, man. You hate the Most High, and that's what we know. We can go into that too, because you ain't coming up against us, man. You coming up against Yahweh Bashniah Rashai at the end of the day. You're mocking him. All right, we're just ambassadors of the Lord. We sent to do what we do as vessels, but you coming up against him, man. And the Lord has judgment for people that want to come up against him. We say those that are not, that I should reign over them, bring them hither, man.
Yeah, Habashah, bring them hither, slay them before me.
Yeah, man. And that swift judgment gonna come on guys like that, man. Guys that say, "Oh, fuck y'all," and they come up against the different camps, the different churches that was in the church, and you had a bad report. The Lord gonna judge your ass too, man. Because the brother just read it. Every idle word is gonna be
held in account in the day of judgment.
Yeah.
Verse 24, because I have called and ye refused, I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded, but ye have set at naught all my counsel and would none of my reproof. Verse 26, I will also laugh at your calamity. I will mock you when your fear cometh. Hey, you were mocking and laughing and having a good old time, about the truth. So when the Lord, judges you and you have a horrific end, hey, the Lord's going to laugh at you. And how's he going to do that? Through his men, whether it happens and brothers do a video on it or what. I can't remember which brother I was watching, but the other day he was saying, I think it was Amawan Gabar, he said, what would be the most poetic justice if during JT, when you're busted and disgusted out here, you come across a man of GMS and he just laughs and mocks at you in your lowest state.
I got another one.
Con.
This is John chapter 15, verse 18. If the world hates you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. In his red letter. If you were of the world would love his own. But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hated you, man.
Mm-hmm. That's straight to the point. You know where the truth is, where the most hate is at, the most hate is directed towards. It says, and I think Romans 20, I know it says, no, it says it in Acts. I think it might be in the last chapter of Acts. You had some Israelites inquiring of Paul, of the apostle Paul, the doctrine, because he said, this doctrine we hear, is hated everywhere pretty much. Because it's the truth of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And since it's not of this world, it's not of this folly spirit, people can't get it, and people, disregard it because it cuts them with these foolish, vain lives that they live.
Yeah, and it got a little more. It says 20. It says, remember remember the word that I say unto you. The servant is not greater than his master. All right. So the same thing Yahweh Shai dealt with, we have to deal with. All right. The mockery, the scorning. All right. All right. Everything is, well, like we always say, I think I don't want, it's close to what Apostle Ramlab always say. Everything is fun and game till it go down, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The dressing up with the Israelite garb, all that mocking and scoffing, and it's funny. You get your laughs on right now, but when it really go down and the things that these men have prophesied over the years, starting with the apostles, come to pass, then we're gonna see what you niggas. I want to see how funny it is in that day.
Mm-hmm.
We want to see if you niggas show all 32 or all 17 teeth that you do have, man. In that day, man. Okay? Go back to it. It says, remember the word that I say unto you, that the servant is not greater than his master, or greater than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my sayings, they will keep yours also. But all these things will they do unto you for my name's sake, because they know not him that sent me. You see? And so the same thing happened with the Lord. You seen on the build up to the Lord being crucified, they was mocking him too, man. Hey, this guy said he was the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, and they were just making fun of him, man.
Shit, all the prophets. I think it was either Elijah or Elisha, when he was walking and those children were making fun of him,
Yeah,
saying,
them too.
"Go up, thou bald head." They were mocking, but what immediately happened? Some bears came and tore him to pieces.
Yeah.
So that judgment, whether it happens swiftly or whether it takes its time to build up, when you come against the Lord's men, judgment is definitely going to be following behind that. But I got wanted to back that up too. This is Second Chronicles 36. I'm gonna read 15 to 16. And Yahweh, the power of their fathers, sent to them by his messengers, rising up betimes and sending, because he had compassion on his people and on his dwelling place. And the Lord has his men out to have compassion upon his people because great judgment's coming down the pipeline, and the Lord is trying to reach out to you in hopes that you would repent. But they mocked the messengers of the Most High and despised his words and misused his prophets, coming up and scoffing, trying to get physical with brothers or ruining brothers' livelihoods, or making little bullshit ass skits, misusing the words of the prophets and mocking them, until the wrath of Yahweh arose against his people, till there was no remedy. I mean, until that judgment was done, hey, it wasn't gonna let up till Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, said it was time for it to give up. But by the time that happens, it's a lot of dead Israelites in the
Oh, shit.
yeah.
Sorry. That's on me. Go ahead.
Yes, a lot of dead Israelites in between here and there. But I'll go back to that Proverbs verse 27. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish come upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. And whether handlers or not, the fact that you did that like that knows that you're aware of the setup of the men of the Lord. Like a lot of you Israelites out there, you've heard this word, and without fail, whenever a major calamity happens, let's say the C-19, you had a bunch of brothers saying family members called them up asking, "Man, what's going on? What are the answers?" But then when things calmed down, Jake went back to scoffing, showing a lot of y'all are full of shit. So you know where the truth is in your spirit. So without fail, when it actually goes down, you're going to be looking for the men of the Lord, but for the majority of you, it's going to be too late.
I got one. I want to tell you. This is Second Ezra chapter 9, verse 8. It says, Let me go up. Yeah, Second Esdras 9 and 6 it says, even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonderful and wonders and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. And every one that shall be saved shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed.
By works and by faith. So you have the faith, believing in the truth, and you show your works. By what? Following after the Lord, and preaching this word.
Right. And it goes on to say, shall be preserved from the set perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. All right. Then they shall be a pitiful case, which now have abused my ways. All right. And they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments.
Casting the word behind your back, not taking it seriously. Or if you do know the truth, you're sitting on your hands. You got your 5 to 10 year plan. And as you say all the time, a lot of Jakes just got this truth in their back pocket, where
Yeah.
if things get bad, that's when I'm gonna, just pull out my get out of jail free card.
And try to come back and get serious, man. But the Lord ain't no sucker, man. You treating the Lord like that nigga R. Kelly. That nigga R. Kelly only want to get serious and know the Lord when he get in trouble. He get the nigga go, when he out there doing a dirty deed, he bald headed, you know, got the baby oil and all that other shit and making all them wild ass songs. But as soon as he get in trouble, he want to grow them braids and talking about he can believe he can fly, man. All right, and get all religious and shit. But that's what you niggas do, man. You niggas want to hold his truth in your back pocket. All right, for a rainy day. If things do get bad, I'm gonna just try to hopscotch back in. But the Lord is not no sucker, man. You can't treat the Lord like a side broad. The Lord's gonna cast you niggas away, man. I never knew you, as he say, you know. But it goes on to say, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. Then shall they be a pitiful case which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. For such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me.
You got the ultimate benefit is the Lord sending his men out here to preach this word unto you.
Oh, it's another one coming to my head on that. I'm gonna find it too. It says, and they that have loathed my law while they yet have liberty, and when as a place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it, as that guy Drewski did.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. The same must know it after death by pain.
Hey, not death by peace, but death by pain. As simple as that. And it said, then shall they be in pitiful case. And let's just use some previous examples. Polite, all the shit he did and accused, our apostles and elders of. That's what he's in prison for. Look at Gorilla Hebrew. He's in a completely pitiful case. He's hanging out with YNs half his age in some damn, uh Chicago, wherever the fuck he is, park, talking about putting toe tags on people.
It ain't gonna do something. It ain't gonna do a goddamn thing, man. You big, tall, none knock needed nigga ain't gonna do nothing, man. Just talking, man. And like I said, I hope, and like I said, your day coming, your ultimate day coming too, man. Can't stand you niggas, man. Like I said, you niggas just holding up progress.
Time.
It's another one I'm thinking about. That one about how the Lord's gonna avenge the blood of the elect. I always forget it.
You kind of know how it goes.
I know it had avenge the blood of the elect or something like that.
No, I got a quick one. This is Luke chapter 6. I'm gonna read verses 25 to 26. Woe unto you that are full, for ye shall hunger. And with this whole, even though they're going back and forth and saying you're getting a few crumbs here and there, You know, this whole snap thing's got a bunch of people in an uproar right now. And hey, you're eventually going to hunger completely out here. But woe unto you that are full, for ye shall hunger. And best believe Drewski's full right now. He's getting all the money, the accolades of this world. He's living it up. Here's the key point, though. Woe unto you that laugh now, for ye shall mourn and weep. So it's all fun and games, joking, having a laugh, being foolish out here. But soon the weeping's going to come. And as we read in that Proverbs, the Lord is going to mock you. So those that are weeping right now, weeping for the abominations that are being done in this society, the men of the Lord and the rest of the elect, it's going to come a time where we're going to laugh seeing the collapse of this society, which we're already laughing right now, seeing you people suffer and finally start to receive everything you deserve. Verse 26, woe unto you when all men shall speak well of you. Which, Drewski's a media personality out here, all the likes, hey, you're funny, the money, all that, the fame. For so did their fathers to the false prophets, which, I wouldn't even, you're not even a false prophet. You're just a clown out here. But, those that are spoken well of in this world, hey, the Lord is not with that, as the brother brought out. Uh, if they have hated you, just know that they hated me first. So we know we're going in the right path because everything that happened to our Lord and the prophets in the past were in that same stead, and everybody else who the world received. What do we read about their end in the scriptures? Judgment. So
I
it's going
got
to be
one.
no different this
I
time.
got one for that. I'm gonna just go up. Uh, this is first. No, this is second Ezra chapter 1 verse 26. It says, whensoever ye have called unto me, I will not hear you, for ye have defiled your hands with blood, and your feet are swift to commit manslaughter. You have not as it were forsaken me, but your own selves, said the Lord. Thus said the Almighty Lord, prayed unto have I not prayed you as fathers his sons, as a mother her daughters, and as a nurse her young babes, that ye would be my people, and I should be your power, that ye would be my children, and I should be your father? Question mark. All right. It says, I gathered you together as a hen gathered her chickens under her wings, but now what shall I do unto you? I will cast you out from my face. All right, because Jake's doing the same thing he was doing back then. All right, it says, when ye offered unto me, I will turn my face from you. For your solemn feast days, your new moons, and your circumcisions have I forsaken. Now, this is the point right here, getting ready to come. Verse 32, it says, I send unto you my servants, the prophets, whom ye have taken and slain and torn their bodies to pieces. And you might well say Mark too, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Whose blood I will require of your hands, said the Lord. You see?
Hey, they said, between, Yahushua and Barabbas, they said, give us Barabbas and let his blood be on us and our children. Hey, that statement y'all made still stands up until this day.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And like I said, y'all all those children that said, let this blood be on us in our church. That's why the scripture tell you that. All right. It shouldn't be forgiving you in this world, neither the world to come. That's why a lot of you niggas are just doomed. All right. You're doomed. The Lord's already cast you out as a rejects, and you just sitting here waiting, preserved for judgment, man. And then like I say, that sellout, Drewski, it's the same thing with him. Because he's a sellout, all right. These elites, all right, the powers that be of the Hollywood world, they got receipts for that nigga, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, who's this nigga just come out of nowhere? And like I said, he's really not funny. All right, and definitely don't take that funny. And the Lord doesn't either, man. And like I said, that's going to be required of him. The Lord, like I said, and you best believe it. You can save this video. You can save other brothers' videos, other elder brothers' videos. Watch, it's not going to be long either, man. The Lord, something's going to happen. You know.
This is straight clown.
Yeah, this is an obese.
Well, with leprosy highlights in his fro.
Yeah, a syndrome baby, man.
And Shalom to the Hakim on the comment
Yeah,
board.
Shalom.
Yes.
Yeah, you can call us out, bro.
Let me look at the comments real quick. So, Brother Wadi on the chat. Shalom Maki, how about you?
Yeah, drop like that.
Yeah, I'll read Matthew 16, verses 25 to 26. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. You know, we've sacrificed everything for this truth. You know, brothers who are a hell of a lot funnier than Drewski could ever hope to be, could have been comedians in the world. You know, everything that these Jakes, you know, that are looked up to, the fields that they're in, you know, brothers, if they put their, you know, if it was their lot to do that in the world, they would have did it in spades. But hey, we lost our lives on this side so that we could gain it in the world to come. For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world, you know, the ways of this life, this carnal folly filled society, and lose his own soul? Which, you know, for you to be a well-known person like you are, hey, you've sold your soul, and you probably sold your holes too. If he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul,
Yep.
or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? And Drewski's going to give his life up, going to give his life by blood, just like a lot of you Israelites are going to give up your life by blood. And you're going to have to come back with that shame in the kingdom.
In them Hebrew huggies, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's just a lot for a lot of you niggas, man. You just gotta come back in them Hebrew huggies, all right, and swallowing clothes and getting that breast put in your mouth, man. You know, and learning from that way, cause you can't get it on this side.
Mm.
You can't get it, man.
And it's as simple as that.
A bunch of can't get rights, you know.
And Shalom, you know, Shalom to the brother Yaquab.
Shalom,
Shalom, Mike, Yehovah, Shema, Shem,
Shalom.
Barakatah. But hey,
Yeah, that's it.
Hey, so with that, you know, we hope you sincere Akim and Aquath were edified by this lesson. And before we get out of here, you know, again, as always, we're going to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Barak Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And peace and salutations to you, sincere Akim out there, pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers and sisters again. Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.